We will get to weather now. We're anticipating some potentially frustrating, some potentially problematic weather coming here in just a couple of days.
And just when you thought this was all behind us, Ahmed has an update you may not love. What do you have for us, Ahmed?
Oh, it looks like that kind of false spring that we had is over, and we're diving into third winter before we make it to mud season then in a month or so, right? Now, as we go into it, now, lightheartedness now aside, the main issue for Wednesday is really going to be ice. We don't want to skip over tomorrow, because tomorrow, I mean, we've still got wind. It is still going to be a windy day. But that happens because of this thing. It moves all that air out ahead of it and kind of smushes it between the high pressure we have now and, of course, the low pressure it is bringing. That difference is what creates wind in the first place. But for Wednesday, here's the issue for it. We're making it what's called a next weather alert day. Okay, so all that means is that we're upping our coverage for it. We're going to increase our coverage so that we're able to bring you the latest info as it occurs on air, online, streaming, social media, everything across the board. The issue is that when we've got this hazardous weather coming on in, we don't just call it this just to say, hey, it's going to snow. It's when it's something that's more highly impactful. The new data that came in just 20 minutes ago really does look like we're dealing with some more significant ice issues here than what we normally see. For example, in the watch area that you see right here, this highlight is from noon on Wednesday until noon on Thursday. It's a solid 24 hours. Now, that doesn't mean the whole thing's within that. A watch means in the winter anyway. A winter storm watch means that's where the winter storm is going to be. We can tighten it down as we get a little closer to that setup. Now, this is going to end up being either a winter storm warning or an ice storm warning within that watch area. Lenawee and Monroe, you're going to end up being an advisory, without a doubt, because you don't have the worst of it, but you are still going to end up being icy and slick and having to deal with something to push out of the way on the roads. But in this area, we would end up with either a warning or an ice storm warning. It's been more than 3 years since we had an ice storm warning in southeast Michigan. Now, it's been a while, obviously, but what does that actually mean? Well, within the highlighted area here, you can see between I-94 and I-69, that's the primary concern, this pink highlight here. Rain down to the south with a little bit of icing. That's why you'd get the advisory. It'd be kind of like last week. And then up to the north, all heavy snowfall. And on the model, you can see this because we get some light little snowfall tonight. That moves out. We're left with a better shot going into early Wednesday morning. And then here's the actual system. It's being pushed out ahead of it by a warm front. That's what's down to the south of it. Snow moves on in, and we get slippery roads from that at first. Then we get the freezing rain and sleet on top of it. Then after that moves on out, we get a chance to dry on up. That issue is really going to leave our roads quite hazardous, basically on Wednesday evening and Thursday morning. This right here that I'm going to show you right here. You see this big bubble, this blue bubble, and then the dark green into parts of Washtenaw, Livingston, Oakland, and even northwestern Wayne. That bubble shows the most likely area to get a quarter of an inch of ice. So that's the main area, and we're going to break that down more and show you the actual impacts specifically coming up in a moment.